Thank
Sometimes
you.
good chatter sent $20. PUSA, go trad LARP. Tucker, go to trade school. Nick, go to DC. You'll never guess which of these strats worked.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Turning Point says, get married young, have more kids than you can afford, be a plumber. Tucker says, yeah, go be a farmer, be a plumber. And I would say to Tucker, why don't you do the things that you encourage everybody else to do? Tucker says you should tell your kids to go and be a farmer. Really? So it's good enough for my kids to go and work on a farm, but it's not good enough for Tucker's kids. Are any of Tucker's children farmers? Are any of Tucker's daughters' husbands farmers? Any of them? What about Buckley? Is Buckley going to be a farmer? What's good enough for your kids? You ever notice that? All of these political people on the conservative side, they all say, you know, you got to send your kids to be electricians and plumbers. Really? Is that what their kids are doing? Or are their kids getting into Columbia through their political connections? Their kids are getting into Ivy League schools through their political connections. They're sending their kids to law school. And their kids are starting political consultant groups. And their kids are interning on the Hill. So farming is good enough for us, but it's not good enough for Buckley. Buckley's going to be a political consultant. Buckley's going to work for Jim Banks. Buckley's going to work for J.D. Vance. Oh, but you don't want to do that. Oh, you don't want to do that. Who wants to work in Washington? Everyone's so full of crap. You know what's really good? Living off the land. Oh, but not my Buckley. No. That's not good enough for Buckley or anybody else in my family for that matter. It's not good enough for Tucker either. Tucker's got to do a show with the microphone. So, I mean, that never ceases to amaze me. You can say a lot of things about me, but in that regard, I'm not a hypocrite. In the sense that I'm in politics, I'm telling you, be in politics like me. Not exactly like me, but get in politics as I am in politics. So, I don't understand how people are not insulted by that. I would be insulted by that. You know, and I don't have children, but if I did have children, I would want them to get into an Ivy League school and I would want them to be professionals. Because I would want what's best for them. Not saying, hey, you know, is Buckley married? I would not be telling my young son, get married young, have more kids than you can afford and be a plumber. Are you fucking kidding me? And nothing wrong with being a plumber. Nothing at all. Plumbers make good money. It's an honest day's work. You know, and that I'm not knocking that, okay? Tradesmen are amazing people. And increasingly, tradesmen make a very good living, and they're extremely in demand. And you know that if you are a landlord or a homeowner, it's hard to find good tradesmen because they're in such high demand. Electricians, in particular, any kind of contractor, really. So it's good money, it's good work. But are you fucking kidding me? I think even the plumbers would agree. They want their kids to go and be a professional. Because that is the ladder. That is that's really the socioeconomic ladder of success. And maybe in America we don't like to admit this, but there is something to be said about being a professional. It's not just even all the time a matter of money. You know, doctors don't start making money until they're in their, 40s? Because they're still paying off their medical school loans. But they're a doctor. You know, they're a doctor. You're a lawyer. It's different. We know that. So it's just time to be a little bit more honest.
Listen, I live in a blue-collar suburbs neighborhood, and I could tell you one thing, man. All these guys here that live in this neighborhood, they're either plumbers, electricians, police officers, firefighters, and I mean, the plumbers and the electricians, I can tell you right now, they're making very good money. I mean, they live in nice houses. They drive nice cars. They go on vacations. They have big houses. And they're doing very well for themselves. So if you want to be a plumber or an electrician, go for it. Because, it isn't high in demand. you're gonna find work. And the good thing about being a plumber and electrician, you can work anywhere in the country. Anywhere in the country, there's always gonna be a need for a plumber and electrician, without a doubt. So, and you can scale. Those are business, those are trades that you can scale. You can scale, you can make a ton of cash doing that. I mean, I know people who started from the bottom, started at the very, apprenticeships, and they went off to now they have their own businesses and they're making plenty of money. Very, very, very successful businesses with their plumbing companies and, and electrical companies. They're making a ton of cash. They're doing very well for themselves. But I get what Nick's trying to say. Like, yeah, do you see Tucker Carlson encouraging his kids to be blue collar workers? Of course not. That for a fact. He's definitely not doing that. He wants his kids to be lawyers or work in media or work in DC or something like that. So it's the hypocrisy behind it. So I get what Nick is trying to say, the hypocrisy behind it. But if you want to be a plumber or an electrician, do it, because you're going to make a lot of money. You're going to make good money, and you can scale it. You can scale that industry. If you're good at your job, you can scale that industry, and you can become an owner of your own plumbing company or electrical company, and you can make a ton of cash doing that. You don't just have to be a lawyer or doctor to make a ton of money. You can do it being a plumber or electrician if you're good at your job. If you're disciplined and you're good at your job and you do good work, without a doubt, you can scale it and you can make a ton of cash. But I do understand what he's trying to say behind Tucker Carlson, TPUSA people. These people would never send their kids to trade school or anything like that. I mean, we all know that. So it's the hypocrisy behind it. I get it. I understand what he's trying to say. Tucker's full of shit. These people full of shit. They will never want their kids to do that kind of work, that line of work. But it's good. It's good. You get in those industries, you will make money, without a doubt. Without a doubt. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, like the video, comment on the video. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts, huh? On blue collar work, huh? I want to know what you have to say. What do you think? So, also subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do it. All right. Thanks for watching. Until the next one.